Hey Zeno. Hey Tyrant Tyrannosaur. It has been a long time, has it not? Let me see if my other channels are streaming as well, because my personal channel acted like it was being weird. Oh, it says it is. How y'all doing? It has been. It's crazy long. All right. Let me know if the sound is all right. It had because it's been so long since I've done this. I don't remember the settings. Let's see here. It has been good. It has been good. Um, I think it's been just over a year since I last streamed anything. The last thing I streamed at all was Tears of the Kingdom the day it came out, I believe. Also, the last time I streamed, I wasn't married. Now I am. Last time I streamed, we did not have two cats. Sorry, Raven, I forgot your YouTube name. Because it's been that long since I've done this. But yeah, now married, two cats, and right now I have plenty of time, so I figured throw some Pangea work on the YouTube, since I haven't shown any of it in a long, long time. But I wanted to start with development of the new map. So, I say we get into it. So, one of the things that I've been trying to do is maintain the shape, obviously. So, one of the first things I think I'm going to do is export this mesh from Blender with the outline, because what I haven't gauged entirely just yet is the size of this map. I do want it to be slightly... I know I want it to be bigger than the original Pangea Major, but I can't decide between a little bigger and a lot bigger, because let's just put it this way: the way I was handling developing the map for Pangea Major was not the best. For a world like this that doesn't have a crazy amount of detail everywhere, having all those sub-levels wasn't really easy to manage for me. And I've kind of demonstrated this in my development of my other game, Ecclesia, is that keeping the entire landscape mesh in the persistent level, the main level, is totally workable for a large open world for what I'm doing. And it's easier for me to pop into a level and start developing that way. So what I'm going to do is first export this mesh to give myself just a general idea of the size and layout of the world that I'm trying to recreate, because it's going to be a little more accurately Pangea shaped, but I want to make sure I don't just, plug this in as a height map and then spit it back out and be like, oh yeah, there we go, we got a map and it's flat like this. Like, absolutely no way would I take this and make this the entire map shape, but it might serve very well as the default shape for the map. So, I'm going to go ahead and export this. I think I'll start with this shape. That's fine. Maybe I could push those down before I do the full export. Yeah, I think I'll start with this. Let's make sure that the export is set to 3 and that everything that needs to render is rendered. So now we select objects, and here, I'll do it here. So tell me about you guys. How has it been for y'all? Because I have not heard from many of y'all as much as I would like to have in these past little over a year. Um, so tell me how it's been with y'all. Ooh, you been doing a lot of modding, Raiden? College beating me, but besides just enjoying summer break, man, it's been so long since I've experienced a summer break. But I'm happy. I'm happy for y'all. Um, that's good. Um, what you been working on with modding for Path of Titans, if you don't mind me asking? One of my cats came in here. Builds. Editor. Here's the art depot. Let's get this model in. Alright, we don't need any materials or anything like that on this. It's just a flat model. I heard recently Path of Titans is like surpassed the Isle as far as, you know, consistent player base. I didn't know it was on literally every platform, so that's huge. Because the Isle is huge. Okay. There's some extra stuff I plugged in here, but that's all right. Oops. Okay, seriously. There we go. Now what are we looking at here? If we were to start off with this, we'd have an enormous world with very flat. What you been playing, Xena? A very flat, enormous world. Okay, but the best thing to do is to test it out. So, I need to... That's crazy. That's a lot. You've been working. Sure. Yeah, I'd love to see it. Okay, maybe the map is a tad bit too big for this initial test. Let's take this down to like 2,500. See if we can test on this. What kind of war games? Let's see here. If we were to place something in this spot. Blueprints. That's not where I put them. I put them in the advanced locomotion pack. Yeah. Alright, let's test it with a big carnivore. what that was about. War Thunder. Not heard of it. Excuse me? What's going on with this mic? Alright. Back to it. Yeah, the scale here is too enormous. For this... Maybe the mic was turned up too high. How's the sound? Is that better? I'm not even sure where that's coming from. Let's turn this audio off. Alright. So what I want to do is get rid of this controller class real quick. Just so I can manage the game. Well, actually, some of this stuff comes from the class selection. I want to see if I can just hop in where I am. What the heck is doing that? You know what? I'm going to do something. Just 1 sec. I hope that gets rid of that noise. Let's see. Right about there. Alright. What I was doing is I need to possess this Tyrannosaur. I wonder if it's time for a new mic. Not really being used. What a shame. Oh well, we'll make do. Dude, you've been killing it as always. Work is still impeccable. You hear me? Impeccable. I guess it needs to be clear. Let me try turning the mic down to here. Maybe it's too close. I don't know. I should try giving this test map some collision. Not the world material. Now, why do you gotta struggle to load up the world grid material when it's already being viewed right now? Come on, Unreal, don't be a joke. Alright. We'll do complex to simple for this, which... Oh, that is a lot of triangles. Let's see. With no LODs, but that's alright. I'm missing something. Anybody remember the first stream? The one where there was an infinite echo for years? Okay, let me make sure nothing is actually interfering with the mic. Alright. You know what I'm really messed up about? Is my other game, Ecclesia, is so like made around being on controller that I'm struggling now playing my own games with keyboard and mouse. looks like it's struggling just to get up to top speed, and I don't know what that's about. Let me do some check on this. I'm gonna try and switch this mic over to my webcam mic and see if that works. Can y'all hear this? Is this all right? Well, it's still doing it regardless. I wonder what that is. Because it sounds like it's just coming through my screen, but I don't know what is making noise. Nothing has been doing that all day, so I'm a little confused. Okay, I didn't tell it to close OBS. There we go. Well, as long as it's a little more normal now. Excuse me, but why aren't you animating for this project with me? Dude, you're good at this. And that model, I'm not sure if that's a personal one or if it's for the mods, but dude, that's really good. Is this Smilodon Fatalis? Alright, let me try possessing the nano instead. Where could this be coming from? Oh, life goes on. Hold up. Hold up. Something in the editor is doing it. Well, what? What do I have that makes editor sounds? Is the new map gonna have that quicksand and watering hole? Yes. Like, okay, so personal project. Well, it looks great, dude. Like, I can't wait to see more. In fact, I might have something where that it doesn't require a saber-tooth cat, but it's a saber-tooth-like creature, and I might need some design feedback on it. But the new map is going to have watering holes, mud that you can get stuck in, tar pits. Basically, I feel like a lot of open world games, especially in our genre of dinosaur open world games, really struggle to just give depth in the world. Like, stuff, the world responds to you and you respond to the world. And so that's what I've actually been working on with Ecclesia for the last, I don't know, about a year. Is interactivity in the world, and I mean like everything from physics interactions, weather. Um, there are a lot of things that go on, like even elemental effects, lava, poison, stuff like that. And yes, we will be getting seasons back in. And this is a little ambitious, so, this isn't a promise that this is coming, but I want to have it where there's different times of day in different regions. So it's all based on what biome you're in. So if you're in an Arctic or an Antarctic biome, the days may be shorter or longer depending on the time of year. Like I said, that's ambitious. I have to make sure that the time of day is controlled server side, but still changes for each individual player based on where they are in the map, and so it's a lot to do. Like, no joke, it is a lot to do, but it's something I've wanted to do ever since I decided to include Antarctic and Arctic formations. Okay. Now, I was trying to find the source of that sound, which it might be the lightning storm. I think I know something that's wrong here is the ultra volumetrics is gone. At least to some extent. Part of it is. But I'm going to find the source of that annoying sound real quick. So it stops plaguing us. It seems like it happens when I start something. Like it might be related to the weather. Whatever it is, it's pretty weird. Oh well. This actually might be somewhere in the range of what I was thinking of for the size of the world. This monitor over a little, can't see the edge of the screen. Yeah, this might not be half bad for the scale. Let's get cracking. And there's that sound again. It's got to be a UI sound. Okay. It's somehow attached to the player, which means the player has to have a sound effect in here somewhere. Here we go. Song component. It's got to be this, right? Okay, so let's go to the main thing. Sheesh, that is loud. I knew something wasn't right there. Because, like, my mic was working well. Let me switch it back to the snowball one then. Alright, that should be better. Okay, so where does the sound component originate from? It's inherited from this. So probably here. Didn't change that. Oh, darn it. It's the assets are locked because of the lack of source control on some of them. Um, there we go. Alright, now that should be fixed. Because that was annoying. Now I should be able to run around without. Maybe I should just get rid of the sound component. That'd be better. I don't even remember using this for anything. This must have been a new test that I didn't complete. Ah, there we go. Well, instead of doing that, why don't we just destroy it in the construction script? Destroy component. Goodbye. You have plagued mankind for too long. Alright. Since we're going to use this as the test, we might as well have some proper alignment collision on it. Yeah, the whole purpose of this new map is to add in all the stuff that I didn't even know the beginning stages of how to do before. It's way easier to add caves now than it was in the past. Well, that limited landscape knowledge that I was working under. But I've added so many in my other game, it's crazy. Okay. So, this scope for the world seems a little more reasonable, but maybe if comparing it to this, I could decide it could be larger. What do you guys think on the overall size of the map? Little larger, little smaller? Which way should I go with that? Either way, biomes will still be very much more self-contained, kind of like the first map, but maybe a little more natural blending between them. So if the size of the map is agreed upon, then I will start sculpting. Well, the formation count is going to be about the same, maybe one or two more additions, but it would be in the, if it was on the other map, it would just be, you know, cutting out a space within an existing formation to make another one. So, I think this size of the map works. I want to compare it to something else again and just make sure. I guess I'll do a preliminary check on the size of the map. Okay. And of course, it's got to struggle to do this. New landscape. Okay, so we did the smallest one, or one of the smallest defaults for so this is the largest base size. Let's see, 400 would still be too 600 would give us the entire scale of this map. Bigger doesn't sound bad. All right, you asked for it. We're gonna do 800 and then scale this up so that it's on the z-axis 4 times taller. And this might take a second. Definitely got to get rid of the other one though, just to make sure everything loads the best way it can. All right. So we're getting rid of the other landscape. Hey, Dinosaurian. Glad you could be here. Okay, so if we're making the map a little bit bigger, then we'll take this from 2,500 to 3,000. Maybe do 3,200. All right. So now the entire map should easily fit within the scope of this. So I guess the first thing we want to do is get the outline right. I want to get rid of some of this heavy stuff that has a big impact on the engine when you're trying to work. Stuff like the water system. Let me make sure I did not do this with edit layers because I would be hurt. It's here. Nope, it's here. Okay, it's not. Because I hate edit layers. They just slow. Slow in the engine all the time. We only need one of these right now. No need for physics calculation. Alright. Oops. They got all these sub-levels in here. Let's remove them. I forgot when you're not doing, what is it? World composition streaming. That the sub-levels you add in can be anywhere in the whole project. It doesn't matter if they're in a different directory. So now we have a cleaner version of the reboot map to start working from. And when it's done putting up a fuss, we'll start sculpting. Now, because we scaled it up, it's still going to take a while just to sculpt what we need to. Because that is the default largest size for the sculpt. So we're going up to here. So first thing is we're going to sculpt up. Actually, we need some sand so we can see what we're doing. I guess this one's going to take a while too. Tried to get a lot of stuff loaded up before the stream because I know Unreal likes to take its time when you are loading stuff up for the first time. Okay. Sculpt up. And then from there, we'll use this flatten. Actually, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's make sure that this is small. It should go above the current terrain, so if we got to do that, that's fine. Cut this in half for right now. I wonder if I should have chosen a different material or a different layer, because the sand doesn't really have rock built into it the right way. But neither does this. Garbo. Hot Garbo. Alright. It's fine, as long as I paint out the outside layer first, so I can see what I'm doing. It's time for some music now that we realize that's not the problem. Hi, Frankie. One of my cats. She just jumps up and starts clawing my leg and can't let go. See her tail. Say hi to the people, Frankie. Also some offshore islands, and I don't mean like the two I added before. I mean like this. Stop. You're gonna knock my microphone down. Probably some insular dwarfism of species nearby. Um, Lots of that. If it's really close to the coast, then it'll be just the same creatures. But if it's really a little bit off, like a decent swim, then I'm gonna make some dwarf versions of the species we have. Which means I have to program that into the AI to account for the animal's total size and its estimations. For like power, stuff like that. Okay, do I have the whole outline done? Let's do out to here. That's good. Alright. I also have some other techniques I've learned from my other game about optimizing large open worlds. So, I hope to employ those here too. It may take some time to implement them all just because there's a lot of modeling legwork to do. But it's so worth it to have a world that blends together more, has more features, has heights and depths. Also, the other world layers have to go here too, so I have to consider optimization in that fact just because there's going to be another landscape like this one below it. So I don't know how many of you got to play in the test Underworld, because I know it never launched publicly, but I don't know how many in the stream right now have played that dev branch version. But the test Underworld is like, if the map is this big, the test Underworld is like this little square up here. Like it's a very small region that's just kind of locked to one part of the map, and I want to do it where it is the Underworld is the entire size of the overworld. So the only way to do that without destroying PCs is I have to implement these techniques I've been using for my other open world game, which does have underworld areas too. Although the underworld areas came first in this game, they haven't been as widely developed. First thing we do is block out the space. I wish more dinosaur survival games had these. I'm not trying to knock the idea of using something like Jaya or World Machine or anything like that. I just wish more of them had these kinds of world designs where there were, it wasn't just thrown into an algorithm and spat out as a map, but really just like plan out every aspect of the shape of the map. And I'm not saying that they don't plan them out at all, just a lot of times it does seem very, you know, too real sometimes. Like, oh, this is how this kind of landscape would look, and it's like, but why don't you cram in some more creative stuff in a smaller area rather than worrying about, you know, too many biomes too close to each other or something like that. And that's why this island has always been like a man-made island in the lore of Pangea. It's because I wanted the creative freedom to just do something different without worrying about, hey, why would an island experience different times of day? It's like, who cares? It's a microcosm of the world. It's just what I was doing with this. But yeah, I'm talking a bunch of islands, you know, like it's gonna be great. And for our swimmers in the roster, which we have a good deal of swimmers in the roster. Oh yeah. And Raiden, if you're still there, I had a question about Spinosaurus. Do you plan on remaking the Spinosaurus at any point? Yeah, I kind of broke it, and I only just now recognize that I broke it. I mean, it's nothing like crazy broken. It's just I scaled down the teeth to 0, thinking I was on a shape key, and I was actually on a vertex group, and so I have no way of getting the teeth back to normal. So I've kind of just lost the teeth. I'm going to have to re-import them from the base model and scale them up and all things to the rig and everything like that. Not something crazy, but it just made me go, maybe the Spino could just use a rework. So if you have the time and wanted to crank out a new Spino, that'd be great. Also, I remember a Spino you showed me, like, was it a few months ago, or it was maybe sometime late last year, and that Spino was amazing. So I know you can make a great Spino. I believe that was for a commission or something, and yeah, it was just great. Let's switch songs. Which one is it? Spirits of the Ice Forest is my favorite. Yeah. This is going a lot faster and smoother than I thought it would. It's really not giving me trouble trying to sculpt, and I hope it doesn't try soon. I know I'm mostly doing the blocking out, but sometimes you sculpt the landscape and it just gets volatile. I know most of you probably never got to see the original map size, not the one from the first demo, the one that never launched anywhere. But that map was atrocious. I don't know how I loaded it on this PC. I'm telling you, the size of Australia in that map was bigger than Pangea Major. It was insane. But I was never going to be able to manage something like that with the way that I was developing it. It was too much. almost at the point where I can start previewing this. Okay, that looks right. So now I need some water, which I have some version of right here. What is this? No way. This can't be. This can't be the one I used for Pangea Major. That would mean this map is way bigger than I'm thinking it is. This can't be. It must be scaled down some kind of way. Yeah, I can't wait to test it either. It's gonna be crazy. Okay. I want to check this out, but Pangea Major is not going to load quickly. But this mesh, the holes in it are supposed to correspond to the shape of Pangea Major so that you can go under the terrain without clipping through the water. And it's looking almost like... I have to check and be sure, but it looks like... like, this map is... I mean, how much bigger even is this? Like, 10 times? That can't be right. There's got to be something off with the scale here that's being missed, because... I mean, I could always just throw in the, Okay, it might be half size. But if I threw all of these area climate checks in, they are supposed to be to scale. With the world. So if I threw in Antarctica. Why is it saying Candeleros? Oh, because you gotta set it. When you drop it in the world. There's no way. If this map is actually that big, did I make a mistake? Oh well, we're gonna find out, because it's performing fine right now, and as long as I use the same techniques, it'll be fine. Okay, so one of the most important things to check right now is caves, and can caves be done quickly and painlessly with this system, and it looks like they can. There we go. I mean, it's sculpting pretty smoothly for all that's going on here, so now that I've done that, I just want to cut a hole into it. See what size the hole has to be before it's recognized. Oh, we're in business. It seems like it is. Like, no joke, Pangea Major felt small. Like, I mean, obviously it's the smallest version of the Pangea map that I've done. But when you look across it from, like, end to end, there's a crazy amount of distance between you and a major landmark. So, if this is the size that it's seeming to be, this map is going to be, like, enormous. I'm going to test it with a Tyrannosaur just to make sure. Oh, yeah. This is a... Okay, let's just do one square cutout, like, and see. So this is the smallest cut we can make in the landscape, and it's slightly... it's about just enough for a T-Rex to go through. Oops, I did not set the possessable. Yeah, if this is... Alright, what's up? If this is what it is, this map is going to be insane. I wonder if I'm outside of the world's bounds system. Like, I'm too far for it to work. Worlds. Enable world's bounds check. Yep. I mean, you severely doubt Raiden's ability to go to each formation and destroy everything. Okay, let's see this. How do I call the spectator cam in this again? Did I leave it at 0? Yes. Come on, faster. I mean, this is looking crazy. This is looking crazy. This is like the size of the world in that demo, the first demo that came out. Maybe a little more. And this is with almost no verticality added to it. The world's gonna feel insane. Yes, I would play the Jurassic Park theme song during the stream, but I don't want the stream to get taken down. Like, it was fun when you could just stream and just stream for streaming's sake, but everything's monetized now or something, and so you can get a strike. And I ain't trying to get a strike, so. Alright. What was I about to do? I was going to tinker with the lighting a bit, because the skylight is a little much. That'll be better. That volcano is the thing that's going to be, insane. So where was I going to place the volcano? I was going to place it right here. So let's start sculpting that. Because Hey, thanks for subscribing, Devoid. Appreciate it. The size of the landscape this time. That wasn't what I was going to say. It was about the volcano. Oh, the purpose of the development today is to block out the shape of the world. It's not going to get it exactly right, but it'd be nice to get a good portion of the way through. And this volcano is probably going to end up being a mesh anyway, so blocking out its shape in the landscape, just fine. I need to put some X, Y, and Z coordinates in the game and see what the actual scale is when you're playing, like, certain things. So everybody else can tell you where to go find stuff. Like, wouldn't it be so much easier to find water rather than having a very dedicated member of our community make a water map? Because it was hard to find for everybody, including me. You can just plug in the coordinates. That would be great. I think I'm gonna do it like this. Yep, that's a good place to put the volcano. And we just leave that shape there. Yes, that is also the plan, is to put water where you would expect to find water. Like, rivers run down from mountains. So very, very important to... The heck happened to that hole I cut in the landscape? Oh well, it's gone forever, I guess. Wonder how long it's gonna take to get over here. Yeah. That volcano is crazy. This map is about to be insane. It's gonna take a while just to finish it. If I were to check the height on this, the maximum height of the volcano, which is actually over here, divided into 100. Am I insane? Divide that into, and then divide that into. Come on, Google. I just want to know how many feet that is, to be sure. Okay, now let's convert it in meters and be sure. Do you want to know how tall this mountain is? Are we able to donate in the stream? Actually, I don't have that set up. Look. if enough people want to give, I'm gonna open up the offering line. You understand? Um, you guys want to know how tall this volcano is? In feet, it is 11,000 feet tall. Insane. In meters, it is. Oh, let me go back to meters. It is 3,369 meters. Boom! It's insane. Like, I don't think we have anything near this height in Pangea. In fact, to give you some more context, my other game has a bunch of sky islands in it like Pangea is about to have. There's not a single part of the landscape that goes above 600 meters. What's the biggest mountain right now? It's Everest, which is about 31,000 feet? So, we're nowhere near Everest height, but I don't think many volcanoes actually get to this height in real life. Maybe, like, Mount St. Helens, Mount Kilimanjaro, I think. But, yeah. This is an insane starting height for a volcano. And, I can post an image for those in the Discord, showing where my volcanoes started in my last project and where they're going, like where they've already gotten to. Because once I honed in on working on the volcano, it was crazy. So let me just find an image real quick and show y'all. I'm gonna put it in Pangea General in the Discord. Actually, I'll put it in Gen Topic, because it's not necessarily Pangea related. The versus the grab the new image. So I posted it in Gen Topic for anybody who wants to see. Thank you, Devoid. I appreciate it. I'd love some more subscribers. But yeah, so if you want to know where the volcano is headed, it's in the Discord. Because once I started polishing the volcano, it was popping. It was popping. You understand me? Alright. I'm going to have to fix this where all these letters are appearing on the rocks. I think I have to change the material for that. I appreciate it, Devoid. I really do. I don't know where you could do that on my YouTube. And I'm not sure which channel you're on, if you're on Pangea's channel or on my personal channel. But hey, yeah, if you want to, I guess I could give my cash app or something, because I don't think I have anything set up for my YouTube to receive donations. Setting modifications. I don't think I'm monetized yet, so Don't think I can do that. How's about a Cash App instead if you got that? Oops, that is dialed up way too high. So let's start. I don't want to clean things up too much because this is supposed to be a blocking out level stream, so. And even the volcano itself, like the actual terrain portion, is really just a block out because the meshes are going to be doing most of the work for this. Maybe we'll just make the edge of the volcano a little taller. Okay, now it's probably like 12,000 feet. I'm insane. Alright. Now, you can't just add mountains like this in isolation. You gotta make them a part of a range, like was suggested earlier. Let's change the brush. How about what's a prehistoric word we can use for it? Does the meteorite that killed the dinosaurs have a name? We'll figure that one out. Because you're right. You're right, Zeno. How many dinosaurs did we make? We made about 60, I think. And then with AI modifications to the copies, we have 120 AI. This has to be smooth before I can progress properly. Okay, so I still want the North American formations to be highlands. So let's put them right about here to here range. So Hell Creek. The boundaries of certain formations are, at this point, clearly going to change. Let's do Dinosaur Provincial Park, which I believe is the highest formation in the other map. Like, the highest average altitude. And then it blends down into Elkhorn. I'm gonna keep these big chasms in between them. Yes, I actually created the whole, like, Unreal Engine side version of the game. Raiden makes most of the dinosaurs. We also have Sadetch, who makes the other dinosaurs. And she's also made some animations for the project too. We have a music composer. Wait. Not music. Sound designer. Music composer was for something else. Yeah, so much of this in Unreal is just me taking the time over the years to just carefully craft all the stuff that went into the game. So that's Elkhorn. That's Dinosaur Provincial Park. This is Cloverly, which is higher up than Hell Creek, but not as high up as Dinosaur Provincial Park. So I am going to still try and replicate a lot of the look and feel of the previous map, just because of familiarity. It's like, it's a different version of the map, but it's supposed to be the same implications, just better. Maybe a little lower than that. It does not need to match Dinosaur Provincial Park. Stop scratching that, Frankie. Frankie. Francesca. You got a whole scratch post. You shared your channel with your Discord server? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. Frankie, stop biting it. Frankie. Are you stuck? Frankie gets stuck on stuff. She claws stuff and then she can't get free. Come on, let it go. Okay. Well, I appreciate you doing that. I'm gonna, I plan to stream a lot more, especially before Pangea's 4th anniversary, which is August 20th. So I'm trying to get, obviously, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, I'm trying to get all this stuff out for the 4th anniversary. So, even if it's not done, like, get trailers, get gameplay showcases, get demos, for the QA team. So that way, at least around that time frame, people are actually, able to experience the new Pangea. Because there was a lot of stuff I wanted to do in the prior version of the game, and I was running into a lot of deadline issues with a lot of other stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about this now. The formations are gonna be huge. Like, it's not, I mean, obviously, you're making the map bigger, the formations are gonna be bigger, but just think about some of them, like Kim Kim, which was a nightmare to cross if you were not well equipped for Kim Kim's environment. This is gonna be insane. Alright, so this is all Morrison, which obviously, given the amount of sauropods it has, is going to be one of the biggest formations. This is Prince Creek. Nemeth was huge. Like, and Australia and Antarctica ended up being just giant wastelands some of the time, because there was never enough in it. So, I mean, it got better towards the end, but the whole point of this is to make sure all of them are well developed. So, we can say these volcanoes represent the Andes Mountains. So, let's do that. So that way, we end up developing an actual mountain range. But not just, you know, look at this, jagged rocks everywhere. That's not a mountain range. Part of this is you got to bring up the whole area. Like, as an average, bring up the whole area. Thank you, thank you. Once it's done, it's going to be a lot more polished than this. Smooth it out some, and then I will work on micro details. It's a little bit more believable. Yeah, this is going to be a long process. So there's probably going to be a lot of map work without any other work going in with it. Until both are done. Okay. Now this one's tricky. I wanted Hell Creek to have a coast. Yeah. Where is that, Rex? Way, way under here. Let me save first. I'm going to tell you something, map development is a lot of patience, because if you rush it, you're going to end up with something you're not satisfied with, and also that you don't want to change for a while. How do I change this or fix this? Let's do that now. But yeah, if you take your time with map development, it's very rewarding. I only know from open world maps because I really struggle with any other type of map making. So looking at it at first glance, it may not seem like it's that large of a formation, like this whole leveled area is Hell Creek. But a lot of Hell Creek was multi-layered. There's real verticality in that map. It is called Pangea Survival, and it is out right now, but it has not been updated in a while because I have been extraordinarily busy with other things for a while. But I have the time now, more than enough time, so I'm going to split my time between this and my next game project, which is due out next year. But Hell Creek had a lot of verticality. It had a lot of change in elevation. And so this is not only bigger, but it's going to be so much... Oh my gosh! This is insane. The change in this world is going to be drastic. It's going to be Jurassic. Hey, brave ones! Great to see you again. Okay, let's do that again and see. Somebody should have stopped me. Why would I think it's a good idea to make a world this gigantic again? Is it because the last time I did it, I had no skill set and was just a novice trying to make the biggest world possible, and now I actually can do it? Like, this is insane. This might be Hell Creek, and this map might be half the size of Pangea Major. It's certainly bigger than Gondwana. Certainly bigger than what was that second map I made? Was it called New Gondwana? I don't know. But that map, like North America alone, is bigger than Pangea Major. You know what I need to do? I need to go ahead and put in my my speed multipliers and time multipliers because getting across this map for test purposes is going to be a nightmare if I don't put something in to facilitate it. So let's replace this. Also, I was going to redo how the flyers work because the marine animals all work on the same system as the playable dinosaurs. So I just thought it was a little weird to not have the flying dinosaur, the flying reptiles on the same system. So that is the plan. Let me find the Hatzegopteryx because I can't remember where I put it. Yeah, it's gonna be nuts trying to get across this. Oh great, another stupid song component. Why did I put this garbage in there? I still don't know. It's not like the game has this dynamic music going around, which is something I figured out how to do really well in my other game. So expect dynamic music before the launch of this new version. Oh my gosh, this sound bug. I need to get rid of it. Well, it's not even a bug, it's just a terrible feature. Man, I had a lot of stuff programmed for this that I forgot about. Oh wait, no, not delete from there. We delete from the construction script. Probably not going to let me save, so let me free up this asset. Alright, let's try flying around as a Hatz. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I mean, I don't even think at its current state that the Hatz or the Tropiognathus can fly this high. I might be doomed. I know I increased their flying capabilities, like how high up they can go, but I made some new animations for the Hatz. If we make some good progress on this stream, I'll probably show some of the new animations I worked on. Yeah, a lot of. I think the flyers deserve to be faster. You're right. We can do a wind component, and that's actually really easy, because I've been working with a lot of wind in my current game, my other game. So you catch an updraft and then you catch a current in the air and you can fly twice or 3 times as fast or something. I mean, think about Giant of the Skies. You're really going to have to migrate for some food this time. Which, migration, that's still planned as a new feature. The only thing that's working against it is the new AI I was going to use. It just doesn't work that well for this. Like, it's buggy. Let's just say it's very buggy. It has some really cool features to it, like flying AI, like migrations, but The new AI I was using just has some bugs going on that I haven't gotten around. So I'm going to stick with the one I've been using since the start of Pangea. Yes, I am so doomed. Like, everybody is doomed that would play current Pangea on this map. Everybody would be doomed. Like, the game is going to have to be rebalanced. So Raiden and Xeno, I hope y'all are ready for some tests, because they are going to have to be done. Like, I don't even have HUD right now, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it only adds when you select the hats from the menu. Like, it would be miserable trying to cross at this speed. I know I'm gonna die of starvation soon, but I just want to going 20 times faster. This is what it's like. "20 times faster is the maximum you can speed up the game." I know I'm about to die of hunger or thirst soon. Let's see how long it takes. Yes, they do need a larger stamina pool. I wonder if my health is even decreasing since I started without the player controller. Maybe I won't die. But even still, this is going 20 times faster. Ah, I died. Bruh, I'm so far outside the map, it can't even bring me to where I need to go. That's insane. Okay. But I think the way this is going to work is it's going to be one area at a time being developed. Until, like, the blocking gets done first, and then it's one big region at a time. So, what was here? Kayenta. So we'll do Kayenta from here to here, because ain't no way some early Jurassic creatures need that much room. They are very low to the ground, so there's no reason for this to be much higher than it is right now. Maybe just to protect them from Kim Kim. Okay, so here you have Horseshoe Canyon, which this time I make Horseshoe Canyon. I'm actually going to put a canyon in Horseshoe Canyon. I know, right? Crazy. There does need to be an ocean between these two, otherwise the Albertosaurs will take advantage of the early Jurassic fauna. What the heck's going on with this water? Fix yourself. Okay. Okay, just to make sure that the ocean there is recognized. Yes, I would like for you to do that, Xeno. I appreciate that. Because I know it's somewhere on my computer, I just don't want to go look for it. It's both. I work in the industry, the game industry. But for a long time, this actually was supplemental income. It has been less as of late because I was too busy to focus on it. But now, I ain't. Let's see about these far shadows. Thank you. Let me bring this up in another tab so I can see all of it. Okay. Thank you, Zeno. Okay. So, Dinosaur Provincial Park got a little bit of a nerf in size, as far as, volume that it takes up. Oh, I'm sorry. If you can get yourself some access to some good hardware, even small game engines like Blender used to have one, and then there's like Godot and stuff like that. They take you a long way in learning how to make games. So even if you can't use something like Unreal Engine 4 or 5, or even if you can't use Unity, starting with something small can take you a long way. The map, the quantity of dinos will be obviously way higher just because there's more space now for them. The distance between them is going to be bigger, obviously, but there's going to be so much in each formation, it's not going to feel empty. Like, we're going to have more AI, more species, and more to do everywhere. So, it's not going to be, last year's Pangea on a giant map. Like, you might legitimately spend a whole day, and I mean a whole... Hey, honey! My wife's on the stream. Hey, baby! You might legitimately spend a whole day in one formation and not have found everything in it. And I don't mean a whole day like in-game. I mean a whole day playing the game and not find everything in it. Yes, that's my wife. Sometimes my wife joins on my streams or shares them, and just... She's great, because she's so encouraging. So... Yes, there's going to be so much going on across this. And like I said, the map being bigger isn't just for, scale for scale's sake. I wanted to have this immersive feeling that different formations legitimately have different weather effects, like extreme weather effects, and environmental ones. So the Arctic formations are going to have shorter day and night cycles if I can get there. Why, thank you, Devoid. Yeah, the Arctic formations are going to have shorter day and night cycles in the winter, and then longer ones in the summer. So, there's a lot more I still need to do to get this blocked out, because I'm trying to remember the elevations of all the formations. But above Horseshoe Canyon, there is Prince Creek, which is the second highest. Maybe it'll end up being the new highest formation in the map, like average elevation. We'll see. I know there's a giant mountain in Prince Creek that's basically the center of the whole formation. So, the purpose of Prince Creek is to have lowlands that blend up into much, much higher highlands. Go. Now I'm gonna put a giant mountain in the middle of it. Just a rough version of the mountain. That's still too high. Yeah, that'll work for now. That'll work for now. Actually, I use Unreal Engine for making maps, and I don't actually use any external program other than maybe Blender for blocking out. I just use the sculpting system inside the engine. Sometimes you can find a good height map that'll get you part of the way there, but for something this shape, I need it to be sculpted primarily by me. Yes, Pangea Survival is on Steam. It is available, but this version of it won't be for a while. Until about August, I'd say. Morrison, I guess we need to do something to delineate where Morrison is. I think here is good. I mean, Morrison is just going to take up way more space than anything else because it's got a bunch of sauropods. Next to Morrison, you got Kim Kim going down this way. So, since we kind of took up a lot of that space, this can be like a new Triassic formation because we needed another Triassic formation. So we'll just create another mountain range here to protect the poor Triassic creatures from the Jurassic ones. It won't be much protection, but it'll serve in some degree. Now, Kim Kim. I'd say Kim Kim can cover we'll start with this area. Now, Huancule and Candeleros. So I might cut a section of this out and make this Candeleros. We'll just make Huancule the higher highlands of it, like here in the Andes portion. Now let's try and cut another ocean across. yeah, I did take up some. Thank you. This is just the way I found is easiest to do it. I think these guys need some insulation against the desert dinos, so I'm gonna make their area higher up. Yeah, they need to be protected against the horrors of the desert. These guys are pretty well safe from everything else. For Antarctica and Australia, we'll do something like fix some of these mountain ranges. This is still the blocking phase, so I can't work on minute details yet. We do. Let's just go ahead and carve out some space for that. Where the heck is that in relation to where we are right now? I guess we can throw it up here. Even though it should be in the southern hemisphere. We'll figure that out in a second. Yeah, we definitely do need some more for Asia because we kind of got the basics and then stopped. When did I start making it? Essentially, I've been making it my whole life. I've always had plans for a major dinosaur game. Oh, dang, this lamp ain't even plugged up. Give me a second. There we go. I've always had plans for a major dinosaur game. I've been writing about it and making concepts for it since I was a kid. But Unreal Engine side of the development, because it was developed in other engines and with other names first, the Unreal Engine side of this development was started in 2019. Sheesh, it's been 5 years. (2019). I'm sorry to hear that. Really. Let me change something real quick. It's a long fall. Definitely taking shape in some way. I'm gonna test a terrestrial creature. Which one should I play as? I haven't played as a lot of these guys in a while. Man, Tenontosaurus just looks so good. Mm-hmm. Yes, it will. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm leaning towards Tenonto because it's so well-rounded. I forgot there were this many playables in the new version. Like, really, look at this. This is 42. We're almost back up to the original roster size. I mean, they're not all complete, but we're almost back up to the original roster. Carno? Let's do Carno. Hold up. I said Carno. Why you keep plugging in the wrong thing? There we go. Hope it doesn't die from this fall damage. Okay, there we go. Let me get rid of the faux terrain so I can just see what the real terrain looks like. It was called height map model. And no collision. Alright. Oh yeah, Carno has the best skins. Especially with the color system. I wonder if I ever showed this. I wonder if I'm accidentally revealing something I never revealed. It's the bad attitude skin. Zeno, Raiden, maybe y'all can help me. Did I reveal the color changing system yet? Like, fully? Because I don't remember if I did. If not, surprise! Oops, still taking fall damage from nothing. Oh, so I guess I've been so out of loop I forgot what was classified. Oh well, good thing I'm in charge. See, this is my problem with giant maps, at least the way I used to do them, is the space between here and there is insane. Like, just to show you the space between here and there. Like, it's huge. The red line is still the Carno. But it doesn't look like it. And that's what verticality does. Yeah, maybe. I feel like I might have mentioned the color changing for the AI, but not for the players. But yeah, the distance is actually lost because there is no point of reference for the scale. So this is what these... this is why you don't just have a large flat area. So even though, yeah, every one of these places is going to get better developed as time goes on, you can't have big flat areas like this. Because then it's really just hard to tell how far away anything can be. Some of this stuff needs to be depressed rather than raised up. Now let's try playing in this with a little more done to this spot. And I almost killed the Carno. I forgot fall damage in this is so extreme. definitely a lot easier to tell that there's some distance between here and there. But one of the things that's working against it is fog. You really can't tell because there's no layering between here and there. So I think the fog height needs to be more like that, but it looks really dark. Like really dark. Skylight. Why does it look so dark once you get over there? Is there an exposure range thing happening? Yeah, that's too bright. I'll figure it out. But now the distance between them is a little bit more readable because the fog has been layered in properly. I still think this fog is too dang dark. It probably has something to do with this volumetric fog. It definitely does. Yeah, the volumetric fog is really dark, so I'm going to try and brighten it up real quick because it's not easy to distinguish. We'll put a tiny bit of blue in here. Tiny bit. I think that's better. Like that. And that way it doesn't feel so dark. But now you can see how far away that volcano feels compared to what it felt like before. Once you start layering things together well, you can create that sense of depth, and now the world actually feels as big as it is. It truly is. But like I said with this map, this is going to take time. This is not going to be, you know, a week and this map is rolled out. This one is going to be a while. What mode am I playing on? It feels a little... I'll just play standalone, not as listen server. Yeah, there's still some jagged movements and stuff. So probably something I gotta take a look at. But now it feels like that stuff is really far away. Maybe you will start with 100% food and water. Or, if there's enough food and water around in every area, it really won't matter. Like, the way AI are spawned in this game is proximity based. So, the limit to spawn areas for AI doesn't we don't have to limit how many spawns we place, just make sure that they're placed well. So you'll never be loading too many AI at one point regardless. So we might give a little more food and water just because of the time it takes, but as long as they're plentiful, this will just make the map bigger still, not more difficult to find the resources. And also, the way that things are getting ready to change, you'll find your resources. They're going to be everywhere. Even if it's not all the stuff you need, you'll find stuff to keep you going. Collectibles and stuff. So, been experimenting with actor replacement with foliage systems, so. Yes, oh yes, we're bringing back critters. Like, they were some of the best part of old Pangea, you know, back when most of the gameplay was shown on Gondwana. Critters were, like, the best AI in the map. Because you could die by a scorpion, but you could also eat it. So, critters, like snakes, lizards, bugs, they're all coming back. Okay, you see how long I've been running? I got from okay, so that's where I am, the red line. I started like, what was I don't think I was this far back. I think this time when I started, I was right here. Yeah, this is, somebody should have stopped me, but it's too late now. We're going all the way with this. We're nowhere near that volcano. Like, the distance that we still have to cover is 3 times the distance we just ran. Maybe more. This is gonna be a crazy open world. But it's gonna be jam-packed, no emptiness. Which means we're probably gonna need some custom trees because I'm not going to use those super high poly trees I got off the marketplace and maintain any kind of good performance with this. So I can try using their lower LOD versions, but I would like to try my hand at making those monkey puzzle trees again. Yeah, universal stamina decrease is very important for something like this. And dinosaurs were very efficient on oxygen anyway, so especially predatory dinosaurs, so might as well. I'm so far outside the bounds it doesn't know what to do, but that's alright. I mean, that's what the fastest dino. Dilo needs its own physics asset. Its tail looks weird. go over to Kayenta? I think I sculpted out a little bit of it. This is the Triassic formation I was going to do, so let's just try here. Now the thing is about caves is they do need to be modeled. I'm not going to use the voxel system I got a while ago. It's just not very performant with navigation, as I learned with my other project, but it was very, very good for testing out navigation. Well, not navigation, testing out the cave structure. So I could always bake them down into meshes and then try, but it's just easier, I think, to model a cave directly and then place it in world. Can't just make a world bigger and expect it to be enjoyable, so there's still a lot of work that's going to have to go into this. Ah, classic Dilo. You will never be beaten. Well, I thank you. I appreciate it. But that thanks mostly goes to Raiden, because he does most of the dinosaurs for the game, especially the reboot dinosaurs. Like, this is our second Dilo. The first Dilo was great, but once the change in design came out and we found out it was bulkier, this had to be done. So that Dilo is probably going to get repurposed into like a Sinosaurus or something. I need to re-implement the zoom in scroll feature, because who doesn't want to zoom in on their dino? Can't play as a croc or anything right now because there's not enough water. Hey, is Jamie or Jaime? Sorry. It's been a while since I streamed, but I remember seeing your name in the chat. This means that migrations are going to have to be like long events, not like, oh, migrate here in a day, but like over several play sessions, migrate here. Certainly for the single player part of the experience. For the multiplayer part, I'm thinking movable spawns based on you know, time of day, which, not time of day, time of year. This was? Yes. Plenty of rewards. Your first reward is you get to live. I think there's going to be a 3-layered part of migration. So for spawning. So there's obviously you need to keep up. um, your herd, your species is leaving this area, so you've got to go with them. Um, if you don't, there's detriments to it, which I'm not really into just throwing random debuffs at a player all the time. It's going to be like more natural debuffs, like you don't have the food you need. So rather than you're not where you're supposed to be, so you just automatically get debuffed. You don't have the stuff that you need, and then you start to really suffer as a result. And the other layer of spawning in is I don't want people to just despawn, like log off, and then they log back on and their spawn has been moved further down the migration route, so they didn't have to do the work. So there might be sort of a laggers spot in the migration route, which if you had not reached this point before you logged off, you will spawn, let's say, 2 miles behind it, because given the size of this map, we're talking terms of miles. You'll spawn 2 miles behind where you're supposed to start. So not only are you not where you need to be, but the lagger spot is going to have a much bigger number of predators that spawn there. So the whole point is, for a herbivore migrating, you want to keep up with your herd. Now, if the last time you logged off, you were near where your migration spot was supposed to be, then the next time you log on, even if it's 10 miles down, you'll log in that spot where you're supposed to be. It's basically a reward for keeping up with where you're supposed to be. But if you're behind consistently, it's gonna put you in the lagger spot, and you'll have to deal with way more predator spawning in that region. And it's gonna be like, there's gonna be like tight areas like canyons and stuff or river crossings, where you would really want to have had those numbers, especially the AI numbers. And so if you do it alone, you're pretty much guaranteeing when you cross a river that a mosasaur, like that has swum inland, or a Deinosuchus is going to get you. And so you have to find a good way to keep up. Now, there will be AI laggers, like there would be in any migration. The ones that are sick and weak. But they're going to be far fewer in number. So migration this time isn't going to just be go to this point to get the food and resources you need, but just keep up, or you're going to be in more danger, because the predators don't always migrate in every region with their prey. Sometimes they just wait around, and if you're the only prey item left, it's basically going to put a target on your back. And I mean it like programmatically. The predators are going to smell you being the only. Hey, Jewel. They're going to be the only prey item for them, so they're going to come after you first. Every predator in your formation that hunts your species will come after you. Just a way of incentivizing you moving with the system. If you refuse to move with the system, then you better be a good fighter. And I'm going to try and get some controller support, because I spent so long working on that for my other game. Oops, I forgot he doesn't have the right skins. I really need to fix that, actually. Some exclusive skins for migration. What if you had a skin that told people you were lagging behind? I mean, if you try to run away like this against most tyrannosaurs, you're toast. So you better have a herd nearby. I mean, you can fight, but you're not going to get far running like that. The whole point of Albertosaurus is he punches above his weight class. So he might not be as fast as the Edmontosaurus running at top speed, but he can outlast the Edmontosaurus. I almost wonder if this formation shouldn't have names. Like, they should be recognized as the formations they are, but because of the migration patterns, you just have to move wherever you need to move. Let's see. Been a while since I played as some of these guys. I want to remember how they feel to play as. Do need to make Maverona formation, so Majungasaurus has its island. Gotta make sure they all have their footstep sounds, though. Yeah, the scale of this map is going to be insane. Y'all remember the cave that ran up from Hell Creek to down to Morrison? Yeah, it's going to be way more elaborate than that. Because I don't want it to be easy to just drop down the plateau. I want that to be a pretty much guaranteed death across the board. Unless, of course, you're a flyer. Let's see how this goes. Yep, you're already dead. Say goodbye, T-Rex. I'm going 148 miles an hour. Crashing to my death. I don't think you take I don't think you take impact damage when you're in ragdoll mode, though, so I need to get that in. Come on. Yeah, you don't take impact damage from ragdolling, so that's going in. Not this playing to the Tyrannosaurus theme from Walking with Dinosaurs playing to this travesty. Bro. Oop. The Rex did not make it. So currently, without the impact damage in, that is the only way to survive the fall. Yes, that is part of the point of the ragdoll system, will be to help you play dead. But it's going to have to be a little more balanced because ragdolls are kind of iffy. They don't really replicate well for multiplayer. So, gonna have to think of something. And it'll also, that something will probably also be a tell. Yeah, maybe small creatures can be the ones that can play dead. Or Rex does not need to play dead. Unless. But I won't go into that. I've kept that secret for 4 years. So I'm going to keep it a little longer. Yeah, I want the environments to kick people's butts this time. Like, it not just being, oh, weather kicks your butt. Because the heat and cooling system was pretty good before, but I want more. I want for your dinosaur, if it's not used to rain, to, like, have lower vitality or something in the rain so that it's much easier for you to take other types of weather or environmental damage. I want natural weather phenomena or environmental phenomena like quicksand, tar pits, and stuff to get people. And the creatures from that formation are better adapted for it. Yeah, you're not gonna find out that secret. I've been keeping it way too long, and only one other person on the team knows it fully. I'm going to stream a few more minutes since I've almost been streaming for 3 hours. And so I'm going to try and block out some more landscape in that time. Yes, that is a good idea for impacting feathered dinos. Okay. Let's dig some depressions into the terrain. That's way too much erosion. Yeah, and then we do this so that the top layer has been smoothed out pretty well, like, but without losing some of the detail. Hey, Jewel. I knew it looked weird down here. It's because it goes under the ocean, technically. Let's play a Jurassic animal. I think sometimes it's also hard to tell what the landscape is really all about when it's all one color. So, I'll make Morrison tweaks a little tiny bit of polish for Morrison just for this stream tonight. And that'll be it. I don't want to place vegetation just yet because I do not want to feel locked into locations yet. It's important to let the map take its time to naturally show you what it needs to be. Otherwise, stuff can be locked in a spot for a while before you decide to go, this really doesn't need to be here. So let's see what a stego looks like in this. Also, I want people to feel involved in this. So if you've got images of like references and stuff of what areas you'd like to see in this map, there's more than enough room. So send them. I guess right now we could do Pangea General and just say here's a reference for the new map. Get off of that keyboard. Jewel. Get off. Get off of the keyboard. You're gonna break something. Be right back. Get off the keyboard. Okay? Come on. See? It's not balanced. You're gonna hurt yourself. Two cats under a year. It's crazy. I love them though. Ooh, this is too steep to climb. It's not too steep to climb because the stego just started climbing. Like actual climbing without an animation. Yes, that is a partially new stego sound. I added in. Man, I love this stego so much. It also controls so well. What I can't wait to get in is the new EPAN, but I did not get it far enough in early development for it to be here yet. But it will get here. But yeah, there'll be caves everywhere. Some of them will just be small little caves, others will be big open caverns that lead somewhere. We still got to leave room for some kind of a plane, because how else are we going to have Time of the Titans? Heck, it could be down there. Again, we have to pop out of camera to see just how big this whole area is. But imagine trying to find prey in this valley from up there where the Cerrado is. Like, some things won't even have loaded in from that distance. But, when I fix the material problem, which was just a real big novice move on my part when we started development, is having every aspect of the dinosaurs be a different material. That's not wise. It increases the draw calls. It makes rendering a dinosaur more expensive, and especially when you have multiple of that dinosaur. Yes, we're gonna need a big draw distance for this fix, for this upcoming version. And that means I have to figure out how to consolidate all the dinosaur materials into one, so that every dinosaur, unless it's like a special exception, like with the Stegosaurus and how its plates work, every dinosaur has one material. Its eyes, its teeth, it's everything, all on one material. Because the reason we cannot have multiple dinosaurs on the screen at one point is not because they aren't optimized from a blueprint standpoint. They could be better optimized from an animation standpoint, but it's primarily the amount of materials they have. And it is very worth it to get all these materials into one, just so we can triple the amount of dinosaurs visible, or triple the distance at which they're visible without worrying about what that's going to do. Some of it also is if we can get the dinosaurs to just not animate at a far distance. Yeah, Cerrado is awesome. This is amazing, Cerrado. If we can get the dinosaurs to not animate at a certain distance where you can just make out their shapes barely. Oh no! The ragdoll for this Cerato is Garbo. Oh well. What other Jurassic species do we have? Because the E-Pan's not ready. Like Morrison Jurassic. And Kentrosaurus is close. Saurophaganax. I haven't played as Titanovenitor in a while. Let's see how it moves. Biggest Abelosaurid in the game. He can't attack, he can't roar, he can't do anything except move. And even that is really slow. Did I make Marka playable in the new version? I don't even think Torvo got playable yet. Got to playable status. The new Aloe is not in, but he is... I'm going to shift gears to that real quick since I'm pretty much done with this work I'm going to do for tonight. Do not save this. It'll break the game if I don't remember to fix it. I'll show that stuff instead. E-Pan. Sheesh, a big file. Struggling to load E-Pan V2? Strange. But yeah, it is ready as far as let me turn off the normal map. It is ready as far, or almost ready as far as animations go. I think I gave it a new sprint, and I don't think that's it. Yeah, that's it. It does need some work right around here. Probably skinning weights mostly, but animation-wise, he's almost ready to go. And he's still got that roar for those of you who know what the roar is going to be. I wanted to show some other ones, like the hats. I made a new animation for it that is just going to play idly and probably more on the AI hats when I get those done. Boy, it is struggling. It is struggling. I'll let it close Unreal Engine more naturally. Yeah, so this is the hats searching for prey. So yeah, just imagine this towering above the small inhabitants of Hatsig Island. What else? What else did I do? I fixed up a lot of old ones. But there are some more that need to be done. Utah has a sniff animation. Yeah, it must be taking a long time to load because Unreal Engine is still open. This stuff usually doesn't take this long. Yeah, I'm going to try to make sure they all have sniff animations because the current system is kind of lazy. They just play a sniffing sound. Even a simple sniffing animation like this goes a long way. What else?
supposed to go in. That's not already ready. Post-Sucus is going to be a playable, but a lot of people have seen that. Well, they saw the preview. Suko is one that really needs to get in soon. Because Suko has been waiting his turn. And he's got plenty of good animations now. That's not one of them. That is. But that sprint is not one of them. Life is going to be difficult against Sukos because we've got almost Spinosaurus sized Sukos. Torvo. I mean, this Torvo is awesome. Oh, yeah. It just feels hefty. Also, a good range of skins. Oops. Sheesh, Unreal Engine is taking a long time to close down. Looks like I'm going to have to force close it. Yeah, just some really good skins on this. My favorite. But yeah, these should be all of them going in sooner rather than later. And they're always can stand to appreciate the Deinosuchus. These two animations go together. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to make a big open world survival game, Unreal Engine is going to be better. And Unreal Engine is just better for releasing a full game. But Unity is better at 2D games, two-dimensional games. It's better for smaller projects, and it's better for people with weaker PCs because take it from somebody who was trying to run Unreal Engine on a really weak PC a few years ago before I got this one. It's a nightmare. And you're not going to get good graphics out of it, so you might as well use a weaker... not just a weaker engine, but an engine more suited for mobile development. It's just better for that. But Unreal Engine, I think, is just a very strong game engine with flaws. Features get pushed before they're really performant, but that's whatever. I'm not really a big fan of Unreal Engine 5 right now, but Unreal Engine 4, I've been using it in an Unreal Engine 5 based environment, and I still think it's very solid. It does the stuff you want it to do, and you don't have to get wrapped up in all the new real-time, hyper-realistic rendering features. So maybe Unreal Engine 4 is where some people need to start, because if trying to run Unreal Engine 5, you end up turning off all of the new features because they're too taxing on your computer, then maybe just use Unreal Engine 4. Maybe don't use volumetric clouds or volumetric fog. In which case, you can just start asking yourself, man, do I just want to use Unity for that? If your machine can't take it. But if your machine can take it, learn Unreal Engine. If you ever wanted to make games yourself or work in the industry, more people use Unreal, like bigger studios, and so you'll have more range as to where you can work. So that's my opinion. Most of the time you'll want to use Unreal unless you just don't have the hardware capabilities of running a strong Unreal Engine game. And if you're making a small 2D game, you might just be better off with Unity. But other than that, yeah, I use Unreal for a lot of stuff. One of these days I'm going to upgrade to 5, but it's just not a good idea with my current project, so I still use 4. I lost a lot of performance on my other project switching to Unreal Engine 5. I want to get Pangea on Unreal Engine 5 just for the new IK systems you can use, but I'm concerned about performance. It has not gotten better in Unreal Engine 5. And yeah, you can just struggle trying to get basic 60 FPS. So that is my experienced game dev opinion as to which one you should use. But study the engines and make sure they suit your actual needs. And look up tutorials for both, because it can't hurt to know both if you want to learn. Okay, here's one. Cryolophosaurus has not gotten in, and it's been sitting here mostly ready. You're welcome, no problem. Cryolophosaurus has been sitting here mostly ready for a while, like to the point where now it's kind of outdated just because it was made so long ago and the animation quality is better, so it's got to be updated again so I can give it better animations. But Cryo still has not gone in, which is crazy. But I think that last yawn proved that I am too tired. So I really appreciate you all showing up to this stream. Thank you for all the encouragement and support. I'm glad to see you're all excited for where Pangea is going, because I'm excited to keep working on it. The new map is going to take time, but I'm going to devote time to it to make sure it is done, and that hopefully at least the QA team is playing something by the anniversary in the 3rd week of August. And hopefully you guys should expect something soon after that, because a lot of the new features are already actually done. It's just I didn't want to launch it without a new world. And that new world has 3 layers that have to take time to be developed. Caves to have to take time to be developed. Natural water systems that allow sea creatures to go inland. All of that stuff takes time, and I could not do it on the old Pangea Major map. So that will be addressed soon. And so I hope you guys are excited and stay excited for it, because that stuff is coming soon. And with that, I'm about to sign off. Appreciate everybody joining, and thank you. And I hope you all have a great weekend, rest of your weekend. So, peace, everybody.